Welcome. I'm John, and today we're here in Collector's Corner, where I talk a little bit about older wine. So, I have here Chassagne-Montrachet. So this is an area of Burgundy. So this is going to be a Chardonnay, and it is from 1993. You'll see it's wrapped in plastic. That is to protect the label. And so that is the reason why this is wrapped. Very few of my bottles are wrapped in plastic. Most are wrapped in paper, or they are just in boxes. This one was wrapped by the retailer in order to protect the label. This is one of our grocery store wines. And so what we're going to do is kind of compare what they are. Now, the biggest, most important thing is older wines aren't necessarily better. They're just different. And so what collectors like is kind of these other flavors that come out from an older wine. And one of the things that is most prevalent is the changes in fruit over time. So if you think back to 1993, if somebody was born in that year, they're probably just ready to drink this wine. This is like a birthday wine. This is probably worth about $70. So this isn't like a terribly expensive wine from the collection, but it'll give you some idea of what collectors are looking for. Now, I'm going to unwrap this first, and then we're going to take the cork out. Now, the one thing about the cupcake is that we don't have to worry about the cork because it is a screw top. And so that screw top was already open, which makes it even easier still. This one's a little bit more of a project. So I'm going to open this up. You'll see here that this label is actually slipping off. So that might have been one of the reasons why the retailer had the plastic on there. This is the label that says 1993. I'll put that to the side. And I'm going to remove this capsule. So this protects the cork. And the cork at this point is a little bit older because it's been sitting in this bottle for more than 20 years. 30 years, I guess. It'd be 31 because it's 1993. Boy, time flies when you're having fun. You know, one thing that older wines do for people is they take them back to what they were doing at that time. I was in college, so that will tell you my age. Okay, I took that off. The one thing that I already noticed is that this cork, it's a little bit off. And by off, I mean I'm a little bit worried to use this in order to open it. I'm using this. It is called an asso. The asso is a two-pronged device, and I put each prong on each side, and I slowly push it down. And it is to prevent a cork from disintegrating. And so typically this would be used in even older wine. I'm just using it today amongst other things for some fun. It pushed down a little bit, but now I will slowly bring it up. Hopefully it will keep the cork intact, which it did. So now I'm able to take it out. I can see from the cork that there is some miscoloration here, but because of the fill level, I have confidence that this wine wasn't exposed to too much air. So I'm going to pour a little bit of it here. To have a teeny bit of cork that made its way in. And I'm also going to pour the cupcake. This is the 2022 from the grocery store. Now, these are both Chardonnays. And the one thing that you will notice immediately is the difference in color. This is a far more golden color. There's almost a brick-like color to it, and this is basically clear. And so that difference you can tell right away. Now, what are the big differences? The big differences are the way that a wine goes through its life cycle. So at a younger wine, you are going to smell and taste the primary fruits. So almost all of you are actually going to be used to this because this is your basic wine drinking. The stuff you get from the grocery store will have primary fruits. So you'll smell the fruit and then you'll taste the fruit. Then we have what we call its secondary life. During its secondary life, and these will be wines, by the way, only about 1%. Like this wine will never really change in this way. So the 1% of collectible wines will, and what will happen is you'll start tasting and smelling more integrated fruit. And then finally that fruit and the scent will start to change into something we call tertiary flavors. And the tertiary scents and tertiary flavors include things like forest floor. So if you're in the woods and you push away the leaves, you kind of smell that smell. There's also tobacco. Licorice is often discussed. And then this one still has a lot of fruit. As it coats your mouth, you are going to taste the flavors that go along with it. And usually the acid is gone. In this one, there is a lot of acid stuff, which is kind of an interesting find. In this one, it's just lemon, it's bright, it's sweet. One of the comments I got on the cupcake was that it was just an insulin bomb, and that is true. It's just a very, very, very sweet wine. So what collectors are doing is that we're looking for that kind of like handful of wines, that 1% that we can lay down on its side, let go over time, and then drink on a special occasion. And what we also like to do is we like to enjoy the evolution of wine. There are wines that last 50, 60, 100 years. These wines are really ready to drink, probably nearing the end of its prime, although it's still got great flavor. It's still got great smell. It's got a really cool color, and it's something to enjoy on a special night.